In comparison with design build, we do have some issues with the traditional bid build system. I didn't use this slide yesterday. Well, I was almost afraid to use it in front of the contractors, telling them that the bid build system that most of them have built their marketing plan up, their business plan around, has flaws, but contractors always challenge statements like this that may not result in the ultimate cost, and there's constructability challenges. Contractors have a way of making arguments with all these points. But they are, from the owner's standpoint, they are valid points. There are constructability challenges, that we have ways of looking at constructability and trying to work it into our traditional system. Risk allocation is not always fair. We try to look at those things during the design process. We try to include cost escalation provisions, anything to help share that risk with the industry, because we know that if the contractor's risk goes up, we're paying for it somehow. We know that. But anyway, we do our best with the traditional system to minimize that risk for the owner and be a fair partner with the industry, because eventually we know we'll end up paying for what they perceive as risk. It does sometimes result in adverse relationships, and sometimes there's a higher agency inspection level or administration cost associated with the bid build system. So those are some of the challenges with the existing system. As Sabrina mentioned, the time it takes to move something forward. This is the current map of design build use that's published by the Design Build Institute of America. They're an association in Washington, and their members are mostly firms that do a lot of design build work. But 10 years ago, this map was mostly gray, just a few states doing design build work. But within the past 5 to 10 years, a number of states have tried their first design build project, and states like Florida, North Carolina, Virginia, California, Arizona, design build has become a regular delivery method in their highway program. So it has increased dramatically over the past 10 years.
Sure. I have a point here just for informational purposes for the folks in the room. Some of you may know this, some of you may not. In Tennessee, our state law, the way it's written, we can initiate 5 design build projects in a fiscal year over $1 million. We can initiate 15 design build jobs in a fiscal year under $1 million. Now, if you go to the Fed's Resource Center and read some of that documentation, it's been there. One of the things you look at with design build is project size. My personal opinion is the 15 projects under $1 million. There are some fits in there, but it's not always. I don't think there's a lot of opportunity there for us as a state. There's some, but the point is, we have really 5 opportunities in a fiscal year to pick projects in the state of Tennessee based on our state law. So that's just a matter of scale. That's what we're talking about. You see up there where shade is, it's widely permitted. It's not fully, we couldn't do our whole program that way if we wanted to.
One of the things I wanted to mention too is just be thinking throughout this presentation today of the projects that you've identified in your regions that could potentially be design build projects. Because tomorrow what we're going to do is have breakout sessions where we're going to talk about a specific project and development of an RFP. So take the information that you're learning about today in general in regards to design build, and you'll get the opportunity tomorrow to apply that in a work session with a team in a group.
Sometimes when legislation is being developed, the industry has a concern about something being too widely used, and perhaps that happened in Tennessee. Certainly happened nationally with AGC and ARPA. They had limitations in the 1998 transportation legislation that limited us in authorizing larger design build projects. So eventually Congress removed that limitation, so right now there's no limitation at the federal highway level, but there are still industry concerns about that,